Welcome to this special 5-day workshop on building capacity in modern entrepreneurship, hosted at the Air Force Institute of Technology, Kaduna. This prestigious event, organized by Cadpoly Consult Nigeria Limited, in collaboration with Ethical Compliance and Management Consults Limited, brings together experts to strengthen innovation, leadership, and entrepreneurial systems. Today, we are honored to have with us Engineer Mustafa Habu-Ringim, a visionary leader and founder of Ingausa Global Tech Hub and Chosen One Global Technologies. He has been specially invited to deliver a lecture on entrepreneurship development, sharing his knowledge, experiences, and the challenges he overcame in building successful businesses through innovation and technology.
You have local challenges, then you use global best practices to solve local problems. So one of the problems we have in our society, or we still have, though they are reduced by the days, was career guidance, mentorship, competency-based skills, gaps between academia and industries, and even career mentorship. So there was a huge aspect of education that stops many of our people in the society from learning Western education. There is a huge barrier that needs to be broken. It's nothing but language barrier. So we started with breaking language barrier to see how out of school children, almajiris, underemployed and unemployed graduates could be adopted into the market, into the industry, and even graduates with first, second degrees who are unemployed in the society. The previous speaker has shown the statistics and all that you have related to unemployment, and it is the backbone of insecurity, poverty, and what have you in our society. So the background or the value proposition of Ingausa Global Tech Hub is inclusiveness or inclusivity in learning skills. Then innovation to become entrepreneur. You cannot become an entrepreneur if you don't learn any competency-based skills. That's why the academia is missing the link. Yes, in academic environment, we are always concentrating on entrepreneurship education, not entrepreneurship development. Because you need to learn an industry relevant skill. Then you look at how you can use that skill to develop an innovative solution for a problem bedeviling the development of our economy or causing crisis or social vices in the society. So that is what we try to do, where our vision was skill, not certificates. One of our mentors and role model, Professor Idris Muhammad Bugaje, I believe is maybe the uncle or the father of the previous speaker. One of his books called Skills, Not Degrees. Yes, I like this. There is another book in another extreme end, Skills rather than just degrees. It's another extreme end. So in Ingausa, we always try to blend the two, academia and competency-based skills, or TVET, or what we call science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. That is STEAM education. And we bridge language barrier, not only language barrier, but age barrier. Because had it been the video was properly played, you would see even among our staff kids, teenagers. Because technology, especially technical skills or digital skills, don't have age barrier. Before we had a limitation. We could only enroll maybe a 14 or 15-year-old kid above. Later, we lessened the age to 10. And now, we even created a class, Cut Them Young class, STEAM education class, Cut Them Young. Now, we realized even 8-year-old kid can learn robotics, can learn programming, can learn coding, can learn electronics. Then there was a time when a parent brought a 6-year-old child, and they were trying to convince us that this child is even more intelligent than his siblings of 10, 11, 12 years. But we said our age bracket does not include 6-year-old. I said, okay, for the sake of not allowing him to remain lonely at home, let us just enroll him like that, and they paid. But we are just managing how could we enroll a 6-year-old child in that class. But to our own surprise, that child having to be one of the best students of that Cut Them Young class. Yes, he happened to be one of the best students of that class. To cut it short, he even cracked our passwords. Yes, password of our Wi-Fi. He cracked it. Yes. So he happened to be like the best student in the class. The staff were trying to harass him. I said, no, wait. Because I didn't believe he cracked the password. I just cajoled him. I tried to be polite to him so that he would tell me what really happened. Maybe somebody told him the password or what happened. But he showed us a step-by-step procedure of cracking Wi-Fi passwords. From that day on, we stopped giving age limits to learning digital skills. So these are the barriers we have. Not only age barrier, we also have geographical barriers, cultural barriers. One of the cultural barriers we have in northern Nigeria is gender exclusion. The ladies in the Konos, I don't know in Kaduna, but I know Kaduna is more inclusive society. But in the far north, the ladies are not allowed to venture into some of the businesses or learning some skills just because their parents or their husbands don't want them to get out of their house. They want to remain perpetual housewives. I don't have problem with that because some reasons are religious, but we have to be innovative in including those housewives and those excluded women. So what we did was to create an online class to learn digital skills like graphic design, web design, video editing, blogging, digital marketing, digital photography in Hausa language. Just to make the housewives or the restricted females to make the skill available to them. So we have broken the cultural barrier as well as geographical barrier. Because the geographical barrier was broken in the sense that, you can go to the next slide please, in the sense that even those from neighboring countries are learning the skills in their mother tongue. You will be surprised if I tell you the number of countries that we train students from. We trained learners from 9 African countries. 9 African countries. And including even Saudi Arabia. Some Hausa people in Saudi Arabia also joined the online classes. There was even a general in the embassy of Nigeria in Saudi Arabia who sent his word from Saudi Arabia to Kano so that he could practicalize what he has learned online or what he has seen practically. Yes, that is the power of breaking language barrier and other educational barriers. So these are the results or breakthroughs we have in Ingausa. As I've already mentioned, we now can train learners online. You can browse engausaacademy.com. That is our online platform. And it started from a humble beginning. A humble beginning that immediately after graduation in 2009 to 2010, I was employed by Zynox Telecom in Lagos, Bagada. How was I employed by a computer organization or computer company immediately after graduation? The secret was I never allowed myself to learn only the theories of engineering. Yes, I clung to CIT BUK, where some of the university students thought I was part of the staff of CIT or site engineers of CIT. Yes, because most of engineering students don't have enough time to practice what they are learning, the theory they are learning. But I tried to manage, to micromanage, attend to the theories and attend to the competency-based skills in CIT. So immediately after graduating from Bayero University, I was employed by Zynox Computers in Lagos. And after spending a year with Zynox Computers, I was employed by ZTE, which is a ZTE Nigeria Limited, a Chinese-based telecom company. Some of us might know about ZTE. They took me to Shenzhen ZTE University. I learned skills practically there, and I was motivated that most of my instructors in ZTE University cannot speak a simple grammar, English grammar. Sometimes we have to support them with some words. Though we are not native speakers, we are struggling with English too, but we appear to be like having proficiency in English. So we sometimes help them, feeding them with some English words before they can use the words properly so that we could understand. So something sparked in my mind that, okay, these are internationally recognized engineers in ZTE universities. They could not speak English. How could we use these kind of opportunities to help explore the talents we have in Nigeria who could not speak English, so that they can learn engineering, they can learn technology, they can learn coding and robotics and AI in their mother tongue? So that has been going through my mind till the time I decided to resign from ZTE and stay as a sole business owner, to be independent. I started with Chosen One Global Technologies because by then I was up to the level of technical director of video surveillance system in ZTE. Then they were trying to, I can say, export me to China. Well, my parents stopped them. So I had to resign. They gave me an option that without going to or following them to China, they could not increase my salary. Because the challenges I had by then, the salaries were very meager. They could not sustain my life. So I told them, for me to remain as technical director of video surveillance system, they had to increase my salary. But they said, I reached the peak of their salary. If I really mean salary increase, they better take me to the local office. They call it local office because it's already Shenzhen-based company. So I couldn't cope with that alternative. So the MD, who was my mentor in the company, advised me to resign and remain independent. And what he told me, although earlier on I got an admission to Greenwich University in London with 100% scholarship from PTDF, and that one also was stopped by my mother. My mother said no, she wouldn't allow me to travel to London and remain for 1-2 years. She wanted me closer to her. Then I also rejected that. I turned that offer down. Yes, but do you know what? After resigning from ZTE, I started a business called Chosen One Global Technologies. And before even creating this innovation for teaching technical skills in Hausa, I was all over northern Nigeria and sometimes southern Nigeria, installing solar, CCTV, computer networking, wireless and wired, and what have you, VSAT, you know, because the business was already viable 2 years later. I started alone, and I created a technical system or hardware installation company, which later metamorphosed to become Engelsa Global Tech Hub. How? Because I have seen opportunity, a virgin trade area in northern Nigeria. There is a burning demand of skilled workers in ICT and other digital trade areas, but they are nowhere to be found. You have to employ a person from Lagos before you can repair or you can fix a CCTV camera in Zenith Bank in Kano. So I identified the opportunity and I grabbed it by teaching free of charge. I started training university graduates, but that failed because they didn't have the patience to remain learners for 1, 2, 3 months before they can start a business. They were busy looking and even racketeering for jobs from public office to another. So I transformed the method to adapting Almajris and university dropouts, because I could, feel the pain they are in, because I was once dropped out. And one of those dropouts is now owning one of the best solar and CCTV installation company in Kano. And not only that, with me are 2 of my staff, whom I also trained initially. Now they are independent. They are also CEOs of their companies. So what I did was to train a staff in local language and employ him, or train a school dropout or somebody who is unemployed or an Almajri, train him, then employ him in Chosen One Global. I started by training university graduates so that I could employ them, because they are unemployable. Even the engineering graduates are unemployable from all the universities in northern Nigeria. Very few are employable. So the ones close around me in my neighborhood were unemployable, and they don't have the mindset to learn skills. So I started with those who graduated from secondary school and never got chance to get into university or get admitted into universities. I trained them, then employed some of them. Some just found their way into the industry. They become independent. And some were employed in Chosen One Global. That was how Chosen One Global come into existence. Then I started thinking, if we could open an opportunity, maybe a corporate social responsibility, that we could train those intelligent people or children in our society, how could that help the society? What could happen 10, 20 years later if those intelligent people who are innovative, developing robotic systems, developing drones in Kano by then, but they were soon to be riffraffs. They are becoming riffraffs in the society. Because if a child is innovating a robot when he is 8 years old, after becoming 10, 20 years, then nobody is interested in what he's fabricating again, because he's not commercializing it, because he was not mentored to become a corporate organization innovator. So he couldn't help becoming a riffraff or joining bandits in the society. So I started thinking of how to prepare or how to develop a platform that could take care of that challenge in the society, and it could be a business. That's what entrepreneurship is all about. You identify the opportunity, then you innovate and develop a sustainable business, then manage the risk. One of the risks I have been managing was initially financial risks, because I started everything free of charge. 7 learners by the year 2019, but by the year 2020, 24, we graduated over 7,000 trainees in Ingelsa Global Tech Hub. And as I'm talking to you, we have over 800 startup viable businesses across the whole northern Nigeria, and some few states from the south. Yeah, this is how they are distributed across Nigeria. We have students or graduates across 22 Nigerian states, including Federal Capital Territory. And among those students, or among those graduates of Ingelsa TVET platform, as PhD holders. Yes, not only Almajris and school dropouts now. Now, it is a solution for all, because it is inclusive. Inclusive in the sense that even people living with disabilities, in Ingelsa we call them people with special abilities. Do you know why? Because we realize whoever is being challenged or physically challenged, or some even psychologically challenged, they have some power, some special power from our Creator bestowed in them. Let us cite an example. Who knows Richard Branson, the owner of Virgin Air? Do you know his challenge? Please clap for him. It's dyslexic. Dyslexia. Richard Branson cannot read and write properly, but he's among the richest people in the world. How? He didn't go to school. Because all dyslexic people have the power of creativity and logical reasoning. People with autism, autistic people, also have a power of creativity, but they cannot follow the procedure of our structured learning. But if you mentor them, they become innovators. People suffering from spinal cord injury, they are always confined to their wheelchairs. There are some skills related to somebody who is always seated. Who can give me an example? Skills related to a person who can endure sitting for 4, 5, 6, 20, 24 hours. Which skill is that? Trading? Trading? What kind of trading? Forex trading? Right? Yes. Then, what again? Auditing? Coding. Thank you very much. Coding. Coders always want to relate to computers. They don't want to chat. They don't need anybody in their company. So they're always alone. Somebody who is confined to wheelchair can, use that opportunity to learn programming, to learn coding, to learn blogging. To cut it short, all online practice skills can be an advantage to a person suffering from spinal cord injury. But do we really benefit from this physical disability? The opportunity we have to learn digital skills well seated? We don't. In northern Nigeria, they're even regarded, or they're addressed as beggars. Yeah, whoever you see is like a signature of a beggar in northern Nigeria. So we tried addressing these kind of problems, and of course, we started locally. But Ingelsa is becoming global. Yes, because some people are even skeptic that this methodology, this model, could not be accepted by Federal Ministry of Education, because it is employing mother tongue, it's employing vernacular. But I stood on my feet that this could be a solution to our problem, so there is no way Federal Ministry of Education could not accept this. And the first recognition we got was from NIDA, National Information Technology Development Agency. They recognized us, then they supported us with computer systems. The second was from National Board for Technical Education. Professor Idris Muhammad Bugaji called me himself. Are you Mustafa? Yes. Please, could you come to my office in Kaduna tomorrow? He said, concerning what, sir? Just come. I'm Professor Idris Muhammad Bugaji, ES of MDT. I need to see you. Are you the owner of Ingausa? I said, yes. It perfectly aligns with what we call NSQF, National Skills Qualification Framework. Every skill needs to be inclusive in nature. It has to break barriers and bridge technical skill gaps. And that corroborates with what NBT is now mandated to practice and to regulate across the whole nation. So I quickly visited his office the following day, and that was another beginning of success in Ingausa. Before you know it, UNESCO, the team lead of UNESCO in Nigeria, visited Ingausa. World Bank visited Ingausa, and even have a relation, a collaboration with Ingausa to teach in mother tongue. ITF under SUPA collaborated with Ingausa to teach skills in mother tongue. And now, as of last week, Ingausa received an international award of excellence from Mexico. Yes, it's a Mexican foundation. Entrepreneurship is not about just you need to have a big resource. You know, you can start with zero financial capital. I know it is wrong to say you can start business with zero capital. No, you can start with zero financial capital, because we have different types of capitals. We have human capital, and human, without me there would be Ingausa. Without those people I invited to teach them free of charge, we could not have kick-started Ingausa. So there must be human capital. There must be social capital. The society later accepted, though we were criticized by some professors from the academia, but later the professors apologized to me that they didn't know this was going to happen. And this is what we call entrepreneurship. You start small and you think big. Yes, people who was even my classmates from the university were even seeing it as I was going astray. Now Engineer Mustafa, he's always with Almajris and out of school children in his office. But now they are celebrating us. And that is exactly what entrepreneurship is about. People cannot see the future of what you are trying to reach. You could see the future, people cannot see. What you will do is to be consistent, to be steadfast in actualizing your dream. Thank you very much.
This certificate of appreciation is presented to Engineer Mustafa Habu Rinjim in recognition of his invaluable facilitation and outstanding support during the 5-day intensive capacity building workshop on the operations of modern entrepreneurship development centers. The program was organized for the core staff of the Air Force Institute of Technology, Kaduna, by CAD Poly Consults Nigeria Limited in collaboration with Ethical Compliance and Management Consults Limited. The workshop took place from the 29th of September to the 3rd of October 2025 at Benjamin Mosagu Hall, Air Force Institute of Technology, Kaduna. Engineer Mustafa Habu Rinjim's dedication to innovation, leadership, and youth empowerment continues to make a lasting impact in Nigeria's entrepreneurial ecosystem.
Shin kina ko kana da wata baiwa da kake alfahari da ita? Magana muke kan koyon wasu dabaru ko fasahohin da kuke da sha'awar kwarewa akai da zame muku hanya dodar ta tsayawa da kafafunku a zamanance. Samun ƙwarewa a sana'a na da matuƙar muhimmanci ga mai yin wannan sana'ar, mai son koyon sana'ar tare da al'umma baki ɗaya. Wannan shine dalilin da yasa Ingosa Global Tech Hub ta karbi kambin yin fice a horar da matasa sana'o'in dogaro da kai na fasahar zamani daga hukumar sadarwa da tattalin arziki na tarayya wato NITDA, inda take farin cikin sanar muku da fara shirye-shiryenta da suka kunshi muhimman sana'o'in dogaro da kai domin samun ƙwarewa a fannin skills kamar building installation skill, wanda shiri ne da ya kunshi installation na solar, CCTV installation, computer networking, satellite TV installation, electrical wiring installation da kuma electric passing. Wannan dabaru ne na fasahohin zamani wanda har mutum ya jajirce ya kware ko da ɗaya daga cikin su ne, to zai tsaya da kafarsa cikin ingantacciyar hanya saboda buƙatar masu irin wannan kwarewar kullun karuwa take ba raguwa ba. Daɗin daɗawa, Ingosa Global Tech Hub na bibiyar ɗalibanta ko da ta yaye domin ganin sun tsaya da kafafunsu. Haka zalika akwai fannin Ingosa Digital Literacy Skill Up, wanda ya kunshi video editing, graphics design, blogging, website design, digital marketing da kuma photography. Baya ga wannan, ana horar da ɗalibai da ake monetizing, wato yadda ɗaliban za su samu kuɗin shiga. Akwai ajin professional gyaran waya inda ake koyar da gyaran waya both hardware da kuma software da kuma basic electronics. Haka kuma akwai advanced classes inda ake ƙara ƙwarewa akan hikimomi da dabarun waɗannan sana'o'in da muka zayyano muku a baya. Haka zalika mutum ko da a bangon duniya yake rike da wayar hannu ko laptop zai iya ɗaukan darasi ta hanyar amfani da manhajar Ingosa Academy. Da mun rabauta da wannan tsarin kai tsaye, mutum zai iya garzaya manhajar Play Store domin sauƙi application ɗin Ingosa Academy. Domin neman ƙarin bayani za ku iya tuntuɓa ma shafukan na sada zumunta ko kuma a lambobin wayar mu kamar haka: 070 38 22 4643 ko kuma 070 15 13 0683. Burin Ingosa Global Tech Hub dai shine al'umma su tsaya da kafafunsu ta hanyar amfani da sana'o'in fasahar zamani.